So this is Danny Flexen for Seconds Out, talking to SugarHill Steward, live, or not live, but recorded from Detroit. And I just want to talk
Recorded
to you,
live from Detroit.
yeah, live from Detroit. Just want to talk to you about the second Wilder fight specifically. And just first of all, before Tyson entered training camp and you knew that you were going to be training him for the fight, did you already have the game plan in mind?
Uh, I had the game plan in mind when Tyson called me, and uh, and we talked about me training him for the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury rematch. That's when I had the training. That's when I had the plan in mind. Uh, I hadn't watched that fight at all. Period. Up until after that point when I received the call. Uh, I didn't watch that fight, or didn't. I don't want to say didn't have interest in it, but I didn't really have interest in it because uh, something else happened to me on that night, December the 1st. That was the Donna Stevenson and Bostic fight. So I guess everything else that night just kind of wiped out for me. So yeah, I hadn't even watched the fight. I just said, yeah, I'll do it. Hadn't even watched the first fight.
And what was kind of the bare bones, the skeleton of that game plan that you had originally for Tyson in the rematch?
Uh, the bare minimum, the bare bones, knock Deontay Wilder out.
It's a pretty good start.
Yeah, that was it. Knock him out. Tyson had discussed to me that you know, he got a draw the first time, and he wants to make sure he beats him. And I said, well, shit, the only for sure way to beat him is to get a knockout. So that's the plan. To get a knockout then.
And Tyson's obviously known as a skillful boxer, great mobility, hand speed. Not necessarily, at least before the last fight, as a big puncher. What sort of things did you guys work on in camp to address that? Was it about punching correctly or weight transference? What kind of thing did you work on?
I can't really tell all that. That'd be giving away the crunk secrets, huh? That's the crunk style. You gotta come. You gotta come. You gotta come see me or come to Detroit. Come to get that information.
Can you give us a hint?
uh, Power. Yeah, power. No, the hint is balance. I've been saying it all the time. It's balance. Make some adjustments with his balance. That's it. People say that you can't really teach, I guess, punching power. But obviously that's incorrect unless I'm the only one that knows how to teach it. But yeah, there are some basic fundamentals to punching and punching power and things like that I've learned from Emmanuel. And yeah, our reputation doesn't precede itself. It lives up to its reputation. It's the crunk reputation.
One of the biggest things about the rematch was Fury's use of the right hand and how potent a weapon it became. In previous fights, he often kind of flicked it out, or he was throwing it as he was moving, either backwards or laterally. Was that something you guys talked about as well, standing the ground a bit more and punching correctly, turning the knuckle over into the shot?
We was just talking about knocking Deontay Wilder out. That was it. Hit him on the chin, knock him out. Hit him with the right hand. Yeah, throw the right hand with some force. And throw the right hand the crunk style. That's how Tommy Hearns threw the right hand. Milton McCoy, Jimmy Paul, everybody threw their right hands. That was the big weapon. That's the big weapon at crunk is the right hand. That's like I said. That's a proven fact. That's history. The big right hand. Everybody from crunk wanted to throw that big right hand and get a knockout. And that's what was instilled into Tyson. Yeah.
How important was it when you looked at Deontay Wilder's previous fights that he wasn't particularly comfortable fighting on the back foot? Because that seemed to be a key factor in the Fury fight.
Didn't really know anything about that. I didn't look at Deontay Wilder so much like that. I didn't think he felt uncomfortable fighting on the back foot. That wasn't part of the plan, so to say, to fight him on the back foot. The plan was to knock Deontay Wilder out. Knock him out, going backwards, and knock him out going forward. Knock him out in any direction. Train for it and do it. Train for it and do it.
How early into the rematch were you sure that everything you guys had worked on in the gym and the game plan you devised was going to come to a successful conclusion?
Let me go back to the last question real quick.
Sure.
The Kronk style is a forward style, or an aggressive offensive style, and that's pretty much, was the game plan. It had nothing to do with him fighting on his back foot. I wouldn't care if he fought good off his back foot. The Kronk style, you know, we don't try to adjust for anybody else. Everybody else needs to make the adjustments for us. Uh, Plain and simple. I don't really think about the other man's style and, oh, he doesn't fight good on his back. No, Kronk is going to always be an aggressive style of fighting. Period. Looking to set up this big knockout punch. This one big punch, on top of another big punch, on top of another big punch. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's fair to say fighting off the back foot, looking at it that way. I don't even talk like that. As far as I don't even talk boxing with that language, the back foot, front foot, and stuff like that. But yeah, what was the next question?
How soon into the rematch were you completely confident that the thing you'd worked on was going to come to a successful conclusion?
When the bell rung.
Right, okay.
Yeah, even before the bell. I mean, all during training camp, I knew it. Tyson was ready for this fight 3 weeks prior to the fight. Like the first week in February, he was ready. I was fully confident if we went out there and fought now, he would win the fight. So the other 3 weeks just gave me more time to just add a little bit more stuff here and there. Can't say what I was adding. I don't even know like that to say it, but I mean, I only know because of the fighter, himself being there. But yeah, he was ready for that fight. He came into camp. He was in shape. He didn't have to get in shape. He didn't have to lose any weight, as you all know now. Yeah, so so when the bell rang, before the bell rang, when Deontay was making his entrance, we were warming up on the pads. We was in the ring warming up on the pads, doing pad work in the boxing ring. How about I knew it when he came out to Patty Klein? How about that? And that just took everybody's breath away. Or how about when we woke up that morning, it was raining. It was fucking raining in the desert, British style. And how about when I was at the house, how about I looked up into the sky and there was a rainbow over the house? How about any little thing? Everything. I already knew that. I mean, everything that happened that day leading up to it, I was totally confident in the outcome of the fight. You can look at all these other little things as makeup things, but I mean, I just knew it.
And when a fight's going as well as that one was, when everything Tyson's trying seems to be working, what's your job in the corner? What do you need to say to him when everything's going so well?
Just change the gear. So he was in 7th gear. It's a 12. Cars now have 10-speed automatics. This was a 12-speed. Tyson was a 12-speed, 15-speed, and he was in 7th gear at that time. We just shifted into 7th gear, and that's when the knockout happened. Every round was designed for a knockout. To be honest with you, the first round was designed for a knockout. If that didn't happen in the first round, then the second round was designed for a knockout. Then the third round was designed for a knockout. Every round was designed to knock Deontay Wilder out, to go for the knockout. And that was my job. Without telling you so much about what I do in that corner, because it's not rehearsed really. It's on the fly. You can't think about yourself. You just have to react to it. You have to understand what's going on at that moment, and be able to conduct, be able to command, to be able to do so many things as a coach, as a trainer. In that corner, people say you got 1 minute, but you don't even have a minute. You got like 45 seconds, and that's it. To make decisions, to figure out what you want to say, what's the most important thing to say. to make some adjustment. Maybe I wanted to say this, but as I'm walking up the steps, I changed my mind and think of something else. Maybe I look into his eyes and see something different, and I can't even say what I wanted to say. I got to say something different. So yeah, it's not as easy as people think it is to be a trainer, to be in that corner, to be in that situation, and that on that large of a stage. But it's, to me, it just feels like waking up in the morning and going to the bathroom. Don't have to think about that.
Definitely not. Well, really, really appreciate that breakdown of the fight.